What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And this is another edition of the KC Crew.
Welcome. Hello, 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 beautiful people.
Now, you're probably wondering why we have PJs on, right? That's because we're tired. We're sleepy and we are beat.
Yes.
We've spent the last 5 days in Miami for Super Bowl. And what an experience. And we are tired and we are beat. Now, if you follow us, you know for our son's birthday, he turned 16 and all he wanted to do was go to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So we said, fine, we'll take you to the Super Bowl for your 16th birthday. And we went, and what a time we had. He got to meet Shaquille O'Neal, Odell Beckham, Jay-Z, the Migos. He met
Aaron Judge.
He met Dr. Oz. He met Meek Mill.
Kevin Hart.
He met so many different people. Yeah. And Snoop Dogg. I snuck Logan into a couple of parties, so we actually got to party and see what it was when his dad was DJing, which was pretty cool.
He was trying to get into strip clubs. You would have brought him if you thought you could have got him in.
I want him to experience. I thought that would be pretty cool.
You wanted him to experience the strip club?
I thought that would be pretty cool. The first time he went to a strip club.
You don't think that'd be premature for a 16-year-old?
You don't see the stuff that he watches on television?
No, he doesn't watch naked boobs bouncing around
anywhere.
There's
no naked boobs.
Actually,
they wear bikinis.
There were naked boobs at 11. I saw all 18 of them in a row.
No, well, he didn't make it inside, so. But it would have been good. He could be like, Dad, what's that? I could be like a nipple, and be like, what's that? Areola. What's that? You know, I could have been able to.
You actually wanted him to experience that?
With his dad, I thought that would be pretty cool.
I was a little, I was concerned, thinking that you might have tried to get him in.
Nah, but he was good. He had a great time, and you know. The Super Bowl, right? We went to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl had 70,000 people. Great game. Wonderful Super Bowl. Of course, the sodas were $15. I'm sure the hot dogs and burgers were about $20.
Of course, that's what you were going to mention.
What, the money?
The cost of everything.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Uh-huh.
The crazy part was leaving the Super Bowl.
Listen.
Now, I'm not going to lie. I did something I'm ashamed of.
You should be.
You
should have drawn the line.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I told you. I was like, you're bugging. I said, you are bugging. There's 69,000 people here, and you want to wait till the end to leave?
I didn't want to wait till the end.
We have never gone to a sporting event, a concert, or anything in a stadium or an arena and stayed till the end because it's clear that we're going to be caught up in all of the mayhem trying to get out. We've never done it.
I didn't want to wait till the end.
This time, when it's like the biggest event ever, you decide that you want to stay till the very end.
No, I did not want to stay to the end. Logan wanted to stay to the end.
Who gave him permission to stay to the end?
This was his only Super Bowl, so I wanted him to see
the confetti.
The Chiefs get their trophy. He wanted to see who was the MVP of the game.
We could have taken him to Party City, and he could have seen the confetti, and it would have taken off, I don't know, 3 hours of our lives?
Maybe. But he wanted to see that, and since we flew all the way to Miami to the Super Bowl, I said, give him that. So now we leave the Super Bowl, which I didn't think of. You got to think, if there was 69, 70,000 people there, 50,000 people were ride sharing away. So it's 59,000 people had to take the ride share, right? Mm-hmm. So we go to the ride share lot and we try to get an Uber. We can't get an Uber. We can't get a Lyft. We can't get a taxi cab. We can't get shit. Like there's just people upon people upon people.
It was a mob. It was a mob.
Right.
If everybody wasn't there for a good reason, I would have felt unsafe.
Right.
It was just so many people, and people started getting frustrated because people didn't know where to go. I don't feel like it was really organized.
It definitely wasn't organized.
Well
that was
enough.
Bad. Right. No.
And we had to go over a bridge and under a tunnel and across a lot and walk along the side of a highway just to get to the parking lot where the ride share was.
Right. Then when we get there, it was just a long line of ride shares. The rideshare people could not get to the lot. So every time we would try to order an Uber or a Lyft, it would just say ride is not available or it would cancel out. So then we started talking to people and they were like, there's a Walmart 20 minutes away.
No, hold on. We didn't start talking to people.
I started talking to people.
Why are you you're such
a... Tell them.
Don't you lie. I was ear hustling and I heard some people talking about the fact that there was a Walmart about
20-minute walk.
About 1/8 of a mile away. No. 0.8 of a mile away. And it would take about 20 minutes to go there. So I walk over to Rashawn and I'm like, babe, we can't stay here. He's still on his phone.
Trying to get an Uber.
Trying to get an Uber or a Lyft. Meanwhile, about 8 of them had already canceled on you. About another 8 had already canceled on June, which is Rashawn's manager. And I'm sitting there looking at you like, dude, nobody's coming to get us. Like, nobody is coming. Because if I was an Uber driver, I would have absolutely positively turned off my thing and been like, yeah, I'm just off the clock for like the next 3 or 4 hours. I'm not picking up anybody from the Super Bowl because they have to get in. And then it was pandemonium trying to get out. So I knew nobody was coming to get us. And then Rashawn was like, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, you see these 2 legs? We're going to walk. Walk where? Walk anywhere but here. We need to get the hell out. So then we start walking towards where I believe the Walmart was.
Correct.
So now we're walking on the side of, I don't know, it might have been like an 8-lane road.
Yeah, highway. 8-lane road highway, yeah.
It's not really a highway. What would you call that?
It was like, I guess it was
it's
like.
It's 4 lanes going this way and 4 lanes going that way.
But it was no traffic because nobody could get in the stadium over there. So it wasn't that many cars, not that many traffic. Gia and Logan run.
Well, first of all, we're walking on the side of the street where traffic is coming towards us. And I'm thinking to myself, if we can hustle our way into an Uber or a taxi that happens to pass or anything, we're not going to be able to do it on this side of the road because it's going in the opposite direction. I'm like, so you know what, babe? We need to cross the street. He's like, cross the street? It's 8 lanes. I'm like, watch me. Me and Logan take our running across the street.
Look like a game of Frogger. Jump in between cars they run through.
You'll only know that if you're like 30 or more, right?
Right.
Frogger?
Yeah.
Okay. What is that, Atari?
Atari or something like that.
Atari, right? Yeah, I used to play that. So anyway, we're on the other side. These 2 old guys, Rashawn and June, are like moseying, almost getting hit, like across the street. I'm like, who made you? Anyway, they get across the street. So now we're walking in the same direction as the traffic that's going on that side of the road. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, there's a lot of people walking. Maybe everybody's trying to get to the Walmart, which is a problem, which means that there's going to be pandemonium at Walmart. People won't be able to get picked up from there. I'm thinking maybe the signals are going to get crossed, or what was it that happened? You kept saying like the Uber signal, like something was dropping. They couldn't, it was too congested.
It was too congested, so Uber wasn't picking up signals.
Okay, so now I'm worried about that. I said, that's going to be a whole other hour and a half standing in that parking lot.
So Gia said, I'm going to use what I got to get what I need. So God, tell him what you did.
So I said to him, I said, babe, all these cars are passing. Why don't we try to get in one of these cars? He's like, didn't I tell you we're not going to be able to get an Uber? Even if we try to do it, how'd you put it? Like, even if we try to do it, they can't find us?
Right.
How'd you explain that? Because I don't understand.
Well, my son was like, Dad, all we got to do is stop a car that's an Uber driver and tell him that we're going to press the button and he find us. And I told my son that doesn't work because Uber doesn't, it's so many people. It's 1 in a million that they'll actually pick us. So I'm like, that's not going to work. So Gia says.
So I said, I'm not talking about an Uber. I'm talking about anybody. We need to get in a vehicle that has 4 wheels that can get us the hell out of Dodge.
So now she wants to hitchhike. That's exactly what she wants to do.
That's not really, is that, I mean, I didn't do this.
It's still hitchhiking. You didn't do this, but you hitchhike. Okay, so tell.
I guess it technically was hitchhiking, right?
You didn't do this, you went like this.
I didn't.
Same.
I didn't do that.
Okay, ahead, so tell them what you did.
So, the first car now I'm looking for any car that there's only a driver in. That has like 3 empty seats. That's all I'm looking for. If you got it, then you're game for me. I see this one guy in a car, so I go over. He lowers the window, and then I get down a little bit lower. He lowers it all the way, and I'm like, excuse me, but we're just caught up in all of this nonsense, and we just need to get about 3 miles away from here in any direction, anywhere, just somewhere where I can call an Uber and get picked up. I was like, if you do that, I have $100 for you. And he told me he didn't speak English. He's from Japan.
Correct.
I was like,
so Adi got this. So he said Adi got those, so we kept it moving, right?
I like this.
I got lit here.
You have, can we just shout out your Care Bear onesie?
Don't hate.
Can we just shout out, what's the Care Bear thing? Do you remember?
Care Bear, Care Bear.
No, it was the Care Bear stare. You got to do it. That all the light comes out, all the share marks come out. Okay, so then you have to show the little heart on your butt. Turn around.
I'm not going to show the heart on my butt.
You got to show the heart on your
I'll
butt.
show it later.
No, you're going to show it right now.
I'll show it later. I got my mic and everything. My mic's connected to my butt.
Okay, just kind of.
I'm not doing it. Look, I got a heart in my butt. All right. Silly Willie.
Okay. So anyway, I see another car that passes, and it's a guy. He was 56 years old, and his name is Doug. So I ran up to his car, and I said, excuse me, and I said the same thing that I said to the other guy. First, he lowered the window a little bit. I got a little bit lower, and I was like, I have $100 for you if you get me like 3 miles out of here. And he was like, okay.
So now, mind you, Doug thought he had action. Doug seen this pretty
No.
fine little thing.
No.
Gia had her cleavage out. Doug was like, okay. Doug was from West Virginia. Doug said, you know what? I'm here from West Virginia. I'm going to get me some tonight. So then when Doug said, okay, Gia goes, and we start running to the car. Doug didn't know what to do. Doug was like, oh, shit, let me lock these fucking doors. So we jumped in Doug's car. At this point, Doug's like, oh, boy. Now, when we walk in Doug's car, Doug had duck boots in the back seat.
Yep.
I said, Doug might be a fucking killer.
Doug might be the killer.
Doug might be the killer. But then I thought about it and I said, you know what?
I was thinking about that too, but I'm like, but you, Logan, and June are behind him.
Right.
Before he does anything, you guys are just
Yoke him up.
woke him up real quick.
And that's what we thought.
So I'm like, okay, we're good. Because I was like, this was too easy. He didn't say, okay, 200. Like, he was just like, okay. I'm like, he might be the killer. But whichever way, we all hopped in.
Right.
And we were only trying to get 3 miles away. And he was like, so where are you guys staying? We said, oh, we're staying at the St. Regis Ball Harbor. He didn't know. He was from, he's from West Virginia, but he flew in from...
Sarasota.
No. He flew in from West Virginia, but he was staying with friends in
Sarasota, correct.
Which was apparently in the opposite direction.
3 hours in the opposite direction.
Yes, but, we chatted him up and whatnot, and he said, you know what? I'll take you guys all the way back to your hotel. And then I got all excited because it was just,
Yep.
it was looking pretty grim.
I wouldn't advise anybody to do that, but...
Oh, yeah, this isn't advice.
Yeah, Doug came through.
We were just desperate.
Yeah, Doug came through. He drove us all the way back to our hotel. He's from West Virginia. He told Gia all his stories about him scuba diving with sharks.
Scuba diving with sharks and gators and dark rivers with no... I'm like, you didn't even have a spear or anything? He was like, well, I had my flashlight. What was a flashlight going to do when you're in the water with the alligator? But he was a real adventurous guy.
Yeah, and he was cool.
And we learned all about him, and he was... It's important to be nice.
Absolutely.
It's important to be nice. And if you can ever help somebody, you have an opportunity, help somebody. I did something that.
Hold on. Let me just say this before you get into that story. So when we got back to the hotel, I gave Gia $200. I said, hey, give it to him. So when Gia gave him the $200, Doug was like...
It's too much.
It's too much. I don't want that much. No, it's too much. So Gia had to stuff it in his car and we jumped out. And I just thought that was good karma. And that was good karma because Gia did something when she was in college that I almost wrestled Gia to the floor and literally kicked her in the butt.
Your parents bring that up to me like once a year. Like they find that and me climbing into my mother's house through the window when I was like 8 or 9 months pregnant with Madison. It's like they just won't let those two things go.
Yeah, because they were big. So Gia was driving back from Virginia. Of course, she went to Old Dominion in Virginia, driving back to Queens by herself. And on the way back, she's seen a bus that was on the side of the road. Gia pulls over and says, hey.
I was wondering if anybody needed to get to New York because I saw some like young people and whatnot, and it was super, like it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and the bus was broken down. And I was wondering if anybody needed a ride to New York because that's where I was headed.
So this one girl said yes, she's going to her
grandfather's birthday party in Brooklyn.
Needed to go to Brooklyn, and Gia let this lady that she didn't know in the car and drove this lady to Brooklyn.
Yeah,
and
drove her to her house.
I wilded out on Gia. I was like, what's wrong with you? People are crazy. You could have died. They could have killed you. Yada, 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 yada. And Gia dropped the lady off, and the lady had made it to her grandfather's birthday party. And I give Gia shit about that all the time. And I really feel like the reason that this guy drove us there
was because of that.
Was because of that karma.
20 years ago. Maybe. All I know is that it's important to be nice. And if you ever have an opportunity to help somebody, you really should. You really should. Because he came through in a clutch for us. Unfortunately, there were thousands of other people that were in the same situation as us. And it's crazy because you have so many people that were there from out of town. So they don't know where to go. They might not have anybody to call. They're staying in a hotel. You don't know where to walk to. So there must have been people that were out there for hours and hours and hours with no way to get home. We knew somebody that had a driver.
Yep.
And we got back to our hotel, and he was still out there an additional 2 hours after we were already in our beds.
That's right.
So
So just to say, sometimes this would be the name of the podcast. Sometimes stupid decisions are smart decisions, because that was a stupid decision, but it got our ass home.
they got our ass home.
Yeah. But so that was it. We got home. The next day we had to come back, of course, to New York City. But, it was Gia's birthday in the Super Bowl, and I couldn't get Gia, I didn't get Gia a gift.
You did?
Yeah, I got you a gift, but not a birthday gift that I wanted to give you.
I thought it was a birthday gift.
It was nice, but I bought Gia a car. And I think I bought you the car like maybe January 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been hiding this car since January 2nd. And when we landed, I told her that I had to pick up my car from the shop. Shout out to Illmatic. I told her I had to pick up my car from the wrap shop. So we go to the shop.
People might not understand what that means.
Okay, so Illmatic is a shop that wraps cars. So what it is they do a bunch of different wraps. One, they tint your car if you need it. Two, it's called Excel, where it's like they saran wrap your car. So if it protects your cars from rock chips, minor accidents, anything small, it protects your car. Or if you like, how some people change the color of their cars, they do that as well. So he has a big shop, so I hid the car there. He allowed me to hide the car there. So when we got back, I told Gia, hey, I just got to pick up the car from the shop and then we can go home. Gia was like, look, we've been running all day. I just want to go home in my own bed. I was like, just come with me, please. She said, fine.
You can't pick it up tomorrow.
She said, fine. So we walk in the shop.
Well, no, we didn't walk in the shop. You had me waiting in the car for like 30 minutes before I could walk in the shop. And all I wanted to do was use the bathroom. And you guys know I don't like to use public bathrooms, but we were on a flight. I had probably the last time I used the bathroom was maybe 4 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go. So I'm sitting there rocking back and forth in the front seat of the car, like, what are we waiting for? I told him, I'm texting like, I have to pee. What's taking so long? I have to pee.
So I'm like, 1 minute. So what we were waiting for, shout to Ben's, my assistant, who set up this beautiful scene with a red carpet with balloons and everything. And the guy that's behind the camera right now, his name is S. We were looking for a bow, right? So Ben's, my assistant, bought a little red bow. It was cute, but S. came up with his own concoction
of a bow.
He was gonna make his own bow. Now, mind you, Gia's car is white with red interior. Why he made a purple bow, I don't know.
Yeah, we talking about you. We talking about you.
So he makes this purple bow, and that's what we're waiting for, this purple bow. The purple bow gets there. I'm like, what the fuck is this? He was like, nah, the bow is dope. It's big. It's gonna drape off the side of the car. She's gonna love it. I said, if you don't get this motherfucking bow out of here,
this purple bow,
I threw that bow so far. So we got rid of the bow and we walked in, and showing Gia the cars, and then she walked into the room. And what was your first reaction when I opened up the sheet and you seen your car?
Kind of felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. I was utterly shocked, because usually when you get me a present, it's something that I've either made mention that I thought it was dope, or you've made mention that you thought it was dope. It's something I've seen. It's something I'm maybe not expecting, but if you give it to me as a gift, I know where the idea came from. When you said, this is your car, or happy birthday, it's all a blur. Like whatever you said, happy birthday, I'm thinking to myself, is this a joke? Mm-hmm. I already got my birthday gift. What's going on?
Right.
And I also felt like I was just stunned. I was stunned. I almost felt like it was like too much. Do you know what I mean? Like it was totally unexpected.
Right.
So that's why I don't know. I can't remember the last time I've been speechless about something, but I was speechless, and it took me moments to just process that you had gotten me this car. And he has the same car in a different color, and I don't like to drive sports cars.
Let me explain. So for y'all who don't know, and you should know, I love cars. Love cars. When Gia and I started dating, Gia was a car person. Like Gia, people would say, yo, Envy got the hottest cars. Gia would have the dope cars first. Like Gia was the first one with a BMW. I used to drive her shit like it was mine. Gia was the first person with a Cadillac Escalade.
And a system and a bazooka.
The first person with an Escalade, I would drive hers. But when we got married, she kind of put that to the back burner, and her cars became the mommy cars. Like all fucked up. French fries, popcorn, chicken
the
nuggets.
cars are all bleeped up.
Yeah. Happy Meals. All that shit was her
The
cars.
Happy Meal toys under all my seats.
All that shit.
Moms, you know.
Greasy back seats and all types of stuff.
The greasy friggin' fingerprints on the back seats and then on the windows. You guys know.
Like if kids throw up, they threw up in her car.
Always.
Like that was her shit. So she always got the bad end of the stick. So, Gia likes trucks. So Gia would drive a Cadillac Escalade. And with this Cadillac Escalade, we would abuse the shit out of this Escalade. Meaning, like if I'm going on a trip, I'd take her Escalade, lay in there, I would fuck it up. Pillows, blankets, everything.
Candy, your friggin' Chuckles and your Sour Patch Kids and all of your little sugar particles all over my car.
They get it. I would fuck it up. They get it. They get it.
I deserve this car now. I think I should have been so surprised. I should have known because I deserve it.
So when Gia, so when I got the truck, Gia doesn't like sports cars. He doesn't drive any sports cars. So one day
I don't like sports cars because all of his sports cars are so low, and I'm usually in 6-inch heels. So I don't think that whenever we drive your sports cars, I don't think there's a valet in America that hasn't seen my crotch.
Great.
Trying to get out of the damn car.
Shout out to the valet people out there. Shout out to y'all. So
I hate those cars.
So Gia
and they're uncomfortable.
They're not.
They're uncomfortable. They don't drive luxuriously. They drive
a sports car.
Like it's uncomfortable. One of the cars that it doesn't even have heated seats because it's such a sports car that they can't put the heated seat mechanism in it because it weighs it down and then the car can't go as fast. So I'm sitting there with like Alaska ass and burr buns and chili cheeks.
So it's not for her, all right? It's not for her.
Sports cars, I hate them.
So anyway, I got myself a truck, right? The Rolls Royce truck, right? And I would notice every day when it's time for me to go out, the car's not there. Gia would take the truck and she go do what she got to do. She go get her nails done. She go to the mall. I'm like, this is my motherfucking car. So I thought about it and I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo, she really hasn't had her own car where it's just hers, where it's not the kids don't have to get in it. It's just really her car. So I designed a car for her a couple of months ago and I said, I'm going to get this for her birthday. So I designed it. It came in early. And then I got with the problem. It came in so early. I was like, what the fuck am I going to do with it? I can't hide it in the garage. So I had to damn near like look for places to hide it. And I designed this car white and red. That's one of her favorite colors of car combinations. And I was like,
it's my favorite. Not one of my, it's my favorite.
So her car is the newer additions to my car. So she got stars in the roof, shooting stars. It's a pretty ass car. And when I designed it, I was like, she's going to love it. And for me, I'm not the easiest to be around and be in a relationship with. I'm moody. I'm attitudinal. I work a lot. That's me. You're supposed to be like, no, baby.
No, you're telling the truth.
Great.
I'm not going to interrupt you. Keep going. I think there's a few more adjectives you could have thrown.
Sometimes I'm an asshole. It's hard to be around. I like to work. That's something I'm going to do no more. So, but all of that, I like to see her smile. I like to see her happy. Like, the first time she seen the car is a memory that's always in my head because she wasn't expecting it. That's something that sticks here. Like, I just remember the smile and it makes me so happy. Even if we're arguing, if we're mad at each other, whatever. That smile is something that just stays with me forever. Like, if I die, if I have dementia, if something goes wrong, I will always remember that smile.
Aww.
So
sweet baby.
So her getting the car, that smile is something that I desire. And I always remember this, right? My dad told me when I was a kid, I wanted a mongoose bike. And the mongoose bike was expensive. I think it was like $300-400 back then. And it was very expensive. My parents necessarily couldn't afford it. My dad had chest pains and he thought he was having a heart attack. And he was rushed to the hospital. And when he was on the hospital, he whispered in my mom's ear, yo, go get that boy that bike. Because he just wanted to see my face when I got it. But just in case he died, he wanted that to be his last moment of him just seeing me happy. And I just remember that because that's how I feel about my kids. I'm tearing up here. But that's how I feel about my kids. Like, I wanted to see my baby happy. And that's why I was like, I got to get her that car. It didn't make any sense. We got two of the same cars in the crib. But I was like...
That was also going through my mind. So I kind of thought that it was not real.
Uh-huh.
Not that I thought it was a joke. I didn't think you would joke me like that, but I'm like, we have the same exact car. would he get me the same?
Because that's yours. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to drive it. I don't want to put my foot in it. I'm not going to have nothing in it. Nothing of mine is ever going to be in that. I'm not going to drive it at all. The only time I drove it was to that shop. Other than that, I'll pull it out the garage to clean it and then put it right back in. I don't want to touch that motherfucking car. But that's your shit. But I just wanted you to have that. I wanted to say happy birthday. Like, I just love you. I know I'm not the easiest to get along with. I work my ass off. I'm moody. I'm an asshole. I push myself to the limit. I don't sleep. But I love you. And that was that.
I love you.
All right. Well, let's get the podcast started. Right, we didn't get it started, right?
Hey, baby.
Yes. I got all types of lengthy
Yeah, you got
shit.
all types of green fuzz.
That's what.
Go like this. Okay, just come here. Oh, you got it.
All right.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to talk about is going out with your spouse, partying with your spouse.
We talked about it a couple podcasts ago, and we
Right.
said that we would elaborate, talk
Right.
more about it. You cut me off and then
Right,
said
right,
that
right.
we would talk about it on this podcast, right?
Right. So, what I wanted to talk about is a lot of people, a lot of times, they don't go out with their spouse. They don't hang out with their girl or their wife, or ladies sometimes don't hang out with their man or their husband. And when I go out, I enjoy to hang out. I really enjoy hanging out with my wife. And I'll tell you the reasons why. There's a lot of positives, a couple negatives. All right? Why are you looking like that?
I mean, I know what one of the negatives are.
So,
and you're just going to sound like a broken record.
I'm
They
not-
already know.
All right,
you guys
well,
know what
hold
it
on.
is,
Let me-
don't you?
let me talk about the
So you can
positive.
just save your breath and just move on to the second thing.
All right, well, let me tell you about the positive, right? I love hanging out with my wife. It's fun. It's an experience. We people watch. We can dance. We take shots with each other. We really enjoy ourselves, and I love it. I wouldn't change that for the world. When I'm doing a club, and I like to take gear when I know it's going to be fun. When we go to Miami, when we go to LA, when we go to Vegas, when we go to certain places I know we're going to have a good time, I really enjoy taking her. Even Detroit. She's never been with me to Detroit, and I want to take her to Detroit because I know she will enjoy it. Every time I go to Detroit, we have an amazing time. Like, it's an R&B party. It's grooves. Everybody's having a great time.
You do it, what, the first Tuesday of every month?
Yeah, usually the first Tuesday in every month. I want to take her there. She hasn't gone yet. So when people say they can't, or they don't want to go with their spouse, or they don't, I just don't understand it. Like, even when I go to the strip club, like, it's fun when I go with my wife. Like, it's so much fun. Now, the going out part, fun. Now, this is the part I don't like, and I'm sure a lot of fellas might not like this either. Babe, we got to leave at 11 o'clock. Gear's not ready at 11. For guys like myself, it takes me 15 minutes. Wash my ass, throw on clothes, and let's go. That's my routine. Wash my ass, throw on clothes, throw my jewelry on, I'm ready to go.
You just leave the rest of your body dirty.
Yes.
Oh.
That's all that matters, my ass.
I see.
Gear, how long does it take you to get ready?
3 hours.
Fucking lie. Never the
Hold
time
on.
she says.
It takes me 3 hours.
Let's talk about Super Bowl. Let's talk about Super
hold
Bowl
on.
this weekend.
I used to
You were late
hold
every
on.
time.
I used to think that it took me 2 hours to get ready. Then I realized that I was just perpetually fooling myself. By the time I shower and lotion and do my skincare, then do my makeup, then do my hair, then choose what I'm going to wear, it took me, and this isn't reasonable, but it took me a very long time to realize that it takes me more than 2 hours to get ready. But 2 hours just sounded good because it doesn't seem like it should take you more than 2 hours to get ready. But I came to terms with that in 2019. So now I give myself 3 hours, and 3 hours is usually enough.
She's always late.
I like to take my time. I do everything slow.
This
I
weekend-
eat slow. Everything I like to do slow and well.
And that's my
That's me.
problem. That's
and
my
it's a
problem I have.
I have acknowledged my shortcomings several times, and I apologize.
Yeah, and that's my problem. When I'm out of town, I like to stick and move. Get in, get out. There is no get in, get out with gear. We were late for everything Super
That's
Bowl
not
weekend.
true. That's not
Watch
true.
this. What were we late for?
The Super Bowl. We were like 2 hours early.
No,
We were
weren't.
2 hours early. The Super Bowl started at 6 o'clock. We got there at 4 o'clock.
Right.
Right.
We were supposed to
That's
leave.
math.
What
right?
time were we supposed
Hold
to
on,
leave?
isn't that math, Estot? Isn't that math?
What time were we supposed to leave?
Isn't that math?
What what time were you supposed to leave?
4 o'clock.
What time did we leave?
No, excuse me. We were supposed to leave at 3 o'clock.
And what time did we leave?
3:10.
3:20. You were 20 minutes late.
20 minutes minutes late in my book is hella early.
See, that's the
20
problem.
20 minutes late is early for me. That means I'm not an hour late. That means I'm not an hour and a half late.
That is the problem. And and that's my situation.
Hold on. What did you say to me when I was ready to walk out the door?
What did I say?
What did you say?
You tell me.
You tell me.
I don't remember what I said.
What did
I say?
You gave me a kiss and you said, "Baby, I'm proud of you."
For being 20 minutes late.
Yes. You said I'm proud of you.
That's like having.
Explain yourself.
Okay, that's like.
Were you proud of me?
I'm
yes. Is it yes or no?
Yes, I was.
See?
I'm explaining to you. That's like having a stupid.
Improvement. Progress.
That's like having a stupid kid and he gets 75 on the test. You say, "I'm proud of you." You proud of you, the stupid kid. You got 75 because that's all I expect of you. Right? Am I lying? I
mean, that's a good analogy.
Hold on. And the reason I'm on my phone right now, I'm gonna tell you. Let me see if my son picks up. Right?
You can't be serious.
No, because he's gonna. Hey Logan, can I see your face? Come on, we're doing a podcast. I want to see your face.
I'm right here.
Let me see. Hi. Oh, go like this with your hair.
Mommy said mess up you. Don't worry about your hair. Question. They can't see it. It's too far away. Mommy.
S. Dot went like this. He said that he can see Logan.
Logan.
Fix your hair, poo-poo.
Was Mommy late this weekend at Super Bowl?
Every day.
Logan?
Literally every day.
I didn't call him and tell him that. What? Say that again so they can hear loud?
Every day.
He said that loud enough. Every day. Right? How much time did Mom need to get ready every day?
6 to 7 hours.
It didn't take. No, come on, you don't think that's an exaggeration?
Yes, it was literally 6 to 7 hours.
Okay, there was one day.
See?
You're gonna make me explain myself.
But now.
There was. Hold on, stop.
Hold
it.
on,
Logan.
hold on.
Hold on. No, you stop for a second. Logan, let me see him. Come here.
Hi.
Hey. The one day it took me like 5 or 6 hours to get ready is because although our hotel was beautiful, the lighting in the bathroom was awful. I could not.
8 o'clock when you wake up to at least 4 o'clock every day.
That was not every day. That's not true. That's not true. Tell him he's not telling the truth.
So as I was saying, it was
Rashawn,
like to the
that's
point.
not true.
I woke up with Logan at 9 o'clock in the morning so he could work out with Brandon Marshall. When we got back, we went to the mall, we walked around. She still wasn't ready. So thank you, Logan. Love you, boy.
Traitor.
So like I said, that is the reason why. I love going out with her. If I could take out the getting ready part, oh my gosh, we'd have an amazing time.
But you know what?
But it gives me anxiety, and especially when I have to work. If I have to DJ and I got to be at a club at a certain time, I'm like, babe, come on. 5 more minutes. I'll be ready in 20 minutes. And when she says she's ready in 20 minutes, that means she's out the bathroom in 20 minutes. She's still not fucking dressed. She still didn't put no jewelry on. And she still has to get her phone and do all that other shit. So it still takes time. So I'm sitting there and I'm pissed. But now I don't want to be pissed because I don't want to ruin the night, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm fucking twiddling my thumbs.
Oh, that's all you do is you twiddle your thumbs? Or you get up and you walk into the bathroom and you give me a dirty look and then you turn around and walk back out. And then you walk back in the bathroom and give me a dirty look and then sigh and then roll your eyes and then turn around and walk back out.
All the time. This happens every time. But and I'm not saying I don't want to go out with her. I'm just saying that's the part I hate. Sometimes I like put on a fucking do-rag, a hoodie, a fucking shower cap, and let's go.
You want to go out look like the crazy lunch lady with a shower cap on?
You look beautiful regardless. Like to the point where sometimes at night I'm like, look, when we get back to the hotel, I don't want to fuck. You know why I don't want to fuck? Because I don't want you to fuck up your makeup. Sleep like this. Don't move. And then in the morning, brush your teeth and let's go back out. That way, you don't have to worry about anything. I don't want to mess up your makeup. Why? Because it's going to take you whatever long it takes to get ready.
So I'm just supposed to go outside with a dirty face, huh? As long as my eyeliner's perfect?
I don't care. But that is the only reason why I'm like, it fucking drives me crazy. Like, you don't understand. I will have anxiety waiting on her.
You articulated the hell out of that word, didn't you?
But other than that, I really love hanging out with my wife. Like, it's really, really fun.
Once we get out of the hotel?
Once we get out the hotel and past that, we have a great time. I really enjoy it, man. We people watch, we point at things, we look at people's outfits, we admire people, we drink, we eat, we have a great time, and I really enjoy it. And if you don't have a great time when you go out with your wife or your girlfriend or your husband or your boyfriend, maybe that's not the person for you, because you should be able to have a good time regardless. Sometimes Gia doesn't know what's going on in football. She doesn't know who the players are. But she still enjoys it. She still comes with me to watch the games, to watch baseball, to watch basketball. and I really enjoy it. When I'm DJing, she's there. She'll text me, "Hey, babe, you should play this song." Like we have a great relationship, and that's what I love about going out with her. Like I have a great fucking time. And then I love when we get a little tipsy and we get back to the hotel room because then we
They
have.
know.
Hmm?
They know.
They know what?
They know.
What they know?
You have to explain
They
it.
know what happened in Miami this weekend.
Rashawn, don't make me get up and just kick all the cameras down and put an end to this whole thing. Okay?
I didn't say that.
I'm just telling you. Just look at me.
So, how do you feel about going out with your spouse?
Well, I love going out with you just because I love your personality. You know, I love the jokes. I mean, we have our own personal jokes, and it's as though we finish each other's thoughts, we finish each other's sentences. We enjoy the same things, we dislike the same things. If we're in a crowd of people and something is going on with one person, both of us are going to notice that one person and have the same thought about that one person. It's kind of like we share a brain.
Correct.
So it's, you know, in a sense, I feel like, and I've said this before, but it's not just as though you're my husband. You're like my brother. You're like my best friend. You're my lover. You're everything. So spending time with you, to me, it doesn't get any better than that.
Right.
It doesn't get any better than that, you know? And I hang out with my girls and I love my girls, but we've known each other 25 years. So we know everything about each other. I know what you're going to say. I know what you're thinking. I know how you feel about things. I know what's going to make you laugh. I know what you're going to think is corny. I know everything about you. So it's like you're like my own little piano. Like we go out and I can just it's like I could just play you. Like I know it's wonderful. I can't even imagine. I honestly can't imagine having that experience with somebody else.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think that it's because of how long we've been together?
No.
Because I feel as though we were like that when we were kids.
No, it's not. It's not that. I mean, I enjoy being with you. It doesn't matter how long we've been together. I just really enjoy. I have a great time. And the only other time where I will say, baby.
No, I mean, do you feel as though we have more fun together because we know each other so well because we've been together?
Yeah, I think so.
So long. But I feel like we were like that when we were kids too.
But I also
like
think
we hung out
all
when
the time.
we were in high school. Literally, I was a junior, he was a senior. I don't think that there was a day in 1994 going into 1995 that, not a day that we didn't spend together.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it was 7 days a week. And when we were in college, I pretty much lived at his house or his apartment. And then when I got my apartment, he pretty much lived in my apartment. And we chose to see each other like every single day. The only days that I remember that maybe we didn't spend the entire day together was when you started playing golf with Kevin. Like you would go and be gone for like 6-7 hours, and that was a little weird. But aside from that, we were just together all the time.
Yeah, and I enjoy it. I mean, it's good to have somebody that you can treat like your brother, but you love like a sister or a wife. And at the end of the night, you can fuck. Like it's the best thing ever. Like what? I'm just being honest, but it's the best thing ever. I love it. Like I said, in the only
So it's like having your brother that you can be intimate with. That's kind of what you said. Do you want to suck that back in?
No, I don't, because our relationship.
remix that a
No,
little
because our
bit?
relationship is like brother sister, right? Like we can wrestle, we can play, we can do shit.
Just
like
trying to
that.
understand you.
But then we make love. Like it's not like you're not too prissy where it's like, oh, that's just my wife. Fuck, I gotta wait for it. But like we can have fun. Like we can joke. I could see a fat ass and be like, look at that fat ass, and you'll be like, word, she got a fat ass. But like that's the kind of relationship that we have. So that's kind of like a brother to me,
Yeah.
So. But I like that. I enjoy that type of relationship with you. And the only time that I don't take you out is if I know it's going to be trash, because sometimes I get booked to some trash shit, or if it's too expensive. Like a lot of times when no, I'm serious. Like a lot of times, like say they book me for South Africa. Shout out to all my South African people out there. When I go to South Africa, the flights are expensive. So a lot of times they'll pay for 2 flights and give me a shitload of bread. So like the flights be like 12, 15,000.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I bring gear, that's 15,000 out of our pocket. That's not out the money we're gonna make. So let's not go to this trip. So sometimes I think like that, but other than that, I really enjoy having you around. Like it's like even when we argue, it's hard for me because I'm like, damn, I have nobody to talk to. Like it's the worst.
You can't call me and then complain about me?
No, I can't call you and complain about you. But now that I got this new assistant, Benz. I start calling Benz now. I'm like, Benz, you know what this bitch did today? And but hey,
That's okay.
I'm just
I
joking.
love Benz.
I'm just joking.
You can call her and complain about me.
But
I don't mind.
I just wanted to talk about hanging out with your spouse and what that means to us, and hopefully you guys get to experience that as well.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
We both know a lot of people that are in relationships where they don't have that magic.
Right.
Because what we experience in our relationship, I feel as though it's magical.
Correct.
I feel like there's magic in our house. Like with our kids, between you and I, it's always happy, it's always fun, it's always exciting, it's always jokes, whether it's between us, whether it's us and our kids, or our kids amongst each other. I think that in our house we inspire a lot of fun.
Right.
You know? Where do you think that some couples go wrong? Or why do you think, because I think that's where we left off.
I think a lot of couples don't get along.
That podcast.
I think they don't get along.
But if they don't get along, then why did they get married? Why did they choose to spend the rest of their lives with somebody that they don't necessarily get along with? Do you think that it's because it starts out amazing?
Yeah.
They get married and then somewhere it goes wrong, it takes a turn, and then it progressively, it's like snowballs, and then it just gets worse and worse and worse to a point where
I think so. I think
they're disconnected.
I think with a lot of couples, it starts off like that, and then they get tired of each other. And I think a lot of people want a relationship but don't want the stress. It's almost like if you start to stress me out, I'm gonna leave you and I'm gonna go hang out with my friends because when I come home, you give me a fucking headache. I think a lot of people feel that way, guys and girls. I think girls, you know what? I'm gonna leave you at home with your fellas. I'm gonna go get this drink with my girls at the bar. Right. And I think people feel that way. With myself, I'm like, you know what? Let's go get a drink at the bar together. You know what I mean? It's like the only thing that I do really without you is 3 things.
Work.
Poop, pee, and work out. And work. Those are 4 things. Those are the only things. And then even when I poop and pee.
You poop and pee at the same time.
When I poop and pee, I'm talking to you while you're in the bathroom. So it's kind of like.
You don't poop and pee without me.
So it's kind of like the only things that I actually do is, work and work out. Those are the only 2 times.
And I'm trying to change that for 2020. I'm about to start working out next week.
You're not going to start? No, you're not.
Okay, after February.
After March.
After March?
Why
can I work out in March?
We got All-Star, CIAA. Then we have the Casey Crew podcast where we're going to be out in Jamaica. And then we're going to have our vacation. So you going to work out before those? Or you going to be sore and you're about my legs hurt?
Well, I don't think I can work out in February with CIAA and All-Star and all that stuff because I'll start and then we'll stop for 4 days.
Correct.
So I'm going to be in pain.
And she's definitely not working out in a hotel when we're out of town because then it's going to take her 9 hours to get ready. But
no. So in March, before Jamaica, like those 3 weeks. And then I think I can work out in Jamaica because there'll be a facility and whatnot. So I'm about to change that. So you work without me.
Right. So even when we go to the gym, we enjoy each other. We laugh, we joke, we have a good time
I
at the gym.
sit there and I taunt him.
But it's still fun. We have a good time,
Of course.
We talk about Bachelor and Bachelorette while we're in the thing and talk about all types of goofy stuff like that. And we really enjoy it.
I know, but my whole thing is I'm just wondering where it goes wrong.
For a lot of people?
For some people, yeah. Because, I know a lot of females that have said something along these lines like, ugh, I can't wait till Friday night so I can just get away from that bleep. And it always makes me wonder, like, if there's something so wrong that you don't enjoy being around that bleep, then either you get cracking on fixing it or you get cracking on getting the hell out. Yeah. I wouldn't want to just live in mediocrity.
But some people need that break. I don't know why, but a lot of people talk like they need a break from their spouse. They need to get away a little bit. They need some time to breathe. They need a little time.
No, I know a lot of I've known and I know a lot of people like that.
Especially people who don't have hobbies and don't have things. Sometimes they feel like I need to go out with the fellas and drink. I need to go to this game. I need to go play basketball, or I need to go do this.
But what do you think about that? That's what I'm trying to get at.
I think to each his own. I don't feel that way about you. And if I did, I mean, it's okay because I think sometimes people do need a break from everything. And sometimes I think people need a break from their kids. I think sometimes people need a break from their job, and I do feel like sometimes they need a break from their spouse. I just don't need that break. I don't need a break from my kids. I just need a couple hours of sleep. Just give me a couple hours of sleep, I'm good. I don't need a break from you. I don't have a hobby. All my hobbies, really, I include my family. I'm into cars. My son is into cars. You're into cars. My daughter's into cars. Things that you do. I don't watch all the shows that you watch, but I try to watch some of them, whether it's Bachelor, Bachelorette, or we watch Housewives and all that
Some
other
of them.
shit. Yeah, I watch it with you. Those are not shows that I would sit home and be like, "Oh, it's Tuesday. Let me pull on." I wouldn't, but because you watch it, I'm into it as well.
So do you think that wanting that break is normal? Well, I guess it is normal.
I think it's normal for
but
people.
do you think that it's okay? Because it's not just an occasional break. I know people that they need a consistent break, like a couple nights a week away from the person they're with because they need to breathe.
I think that's odd.
To me, that means that, there's something about the person you're with that's kind of repelling you.
I agree. I think that is a problem. One day is not bad, but if there's a couple of days a week where you're like, I can't stand this bitch or I can't stand this dude, that's a problem. And no relationship should be that way.
I kind of feel as though if that's how you feel, and I'm not saying to be around somebody 24/7, because I know we're probably excessive with how much time we spend together and how much time we talk, but in a normal relationship, I think that if you don't want to spend most of your time with that person, or you don't look at the person you're with as an asset or as a bag of fun or someone that you enjoy when you go out most of the time, I think that you need to get to the bottom of that. You need to figure out, like, why don't we enjoy each other's company that much? Or I've seen it more often than not be one-sided, where he doesn't want to spend as much time with her, or she doesn't want to spend as much time with him. And if that's the case, and your man is going to the bar all the time, or your girl is going out to the club all the time, and they're not inviting you, because that's a big thing. Like the whole, he doesn't invite me, or, she went to X, Y, and Z and she didn't invite me. Everybody wants to be included.
Right.
Everybody wants to be thought of. Everybody wants to be made to feel as though they are looked at as an asset to the person that they're with, and that they want to go out and enjoy them,
but
or
it
that
depends,
they want
though.
to show them off.
But it depends too.
Do you know what I mean? Because I know a lot of girls that are like, what, is he embarrassed about me? Is he looking for girls? Or why would he not want to bring me out and show me off? Why is he hiding me?
Right. And I think that is a problem. Sometimes I do go out and I don't want you to go. And I don't want you to go, not because of you, but I'm like, for Gia to get ready and for me to walk in this spot for 30 minutes, I don't want to put it through that.
Yeah, and I don't want to go through that. If we're not going somewhere, I'm going to be there for at least an hour and a half or 2 hours. Don't include me.
Exactly.
Because I can't spend 3 hours to get ready to go somewhere for an hour.
Right.
And then travel time, like, it's not worth it for me.
So for me, but like anything else that when I do and I know it's going to be fun, I really look forward to and I enjoy it. But for some people, they don't feel that way. And I think that they should feel that way in a relationship. Like, I like showing you off. Like, you're my best piece of jewelry when I go out. You know what I mean? I don't need a chain. I don't need a watch. Like, you are my diamond. I walk through, people look at you and you're mine. So it's like looking at me. That's how I honestly feel.
Sweet.
It's the truth.
So.
Want to go to the email?
Yes, go to the email. All
right, now let's get to the email of the week. Hey, Envy and Gia. I love y'all so much. Just recently, I learned about the podcast, and I'm obsessed with the content as I'm in a relationship and an aspiring wife of a healthy marriage. So my question is about my relationship. I just want your suggestions on something about my boyfriend that bothers me. On a vacation we took to celebrate our first anniversary, I learned that the name Melanie tattooed on his arm wasn't his grandmother. It was an ex from a relationship 5 years prior to ours.
How do you think he was going to keep that concealed to someone that he's marrying? His grandmother?
Hey, when he told me, he apologized for lying and promised to cover it up. Fast forward to 3 months later, and I get fed excuses every time I bring up the cover-up. His excuse is that he has other things to worry about right now, and he couldn't care less about her. So I'm a little annoyed with the fact that he initially lied about it on top of it being about another woman. And because he argues me down about prioritizing this. But should I be upset? Jada.
Yes. But go ahead. I'll let you take the lead because you're the male. And you have a tattoo. You have 2 tattoos of my name on you.
Yeah, she should be upset. He lied because he had it on there and it was probably like, damn, I don't want to tell her who it is. But he should have told her who it was beforehand and just got it taken care of. If I had another name tattooed on me before we were dating, um, I definitely would have got that taken care of a long time ago. And especially that they're married. They're not dating. They're not boyfriend and girlfriend. They are married. Yes, take the shit off. Like, cover it with something. Now, mind you, I'm supposed to get 3 more tattoos.
Right?
Three, 2 more tattoos.
2 more tattoos.
2 more tattoos. And I've been procrastinating because it hurts.
Right.
Like, I know it hurts. Like, the shit is painful. But I mean, I would never want my spouse, my wife, my girlfriend to feel uncomfortable.
Right.
Just like if she had a name, if you had a name of somebody, some other man tattooed on your ass, like, we got to take that off
That would be my priority.
immediately.
It would be my priority.
Now, the only other reason I would say is maybe he can't afford it. Maybe the money is low. Maybe there's a problem financially, and that's the reason why. Other than that, take the shit off. Like,
I mean, it's a name. I didn't get the impression that it's this huge graphic. I think it's just like a name. You can get it covered. I don't think she said removed. I think she said covered.
Yeah, covered, yeah.
How much could a tattoo be to cover
Tattoos
a name?
are expensive. It could be anywhere from
melody.
$500 to $1,000 depending on what design.
It?
Depends on what you want to do, yeah.
Okay, $500 to $1,000 for your peace of mind so
Absolutely.
that your wife isn't at your neck every other day about some other woman's name that's on your body that she has to be reminded of every time that she sees it, and be reminded that you lied to her about it and have to wonder, like, why would he lie? And he kept this lie up for so long. Now we're married. So what was he going to do? Just keep it on his body indefinitely? Oh, and then what was he going to tell me when he finally did get it removed? He doesn't love his grandmother anymore. So you're planning on keeping that on you until they put you in the ground? Like, what's your plan here? So yeah, I would be irritated with the lie, with whatever the plan was supposed to be, and the fact that you're not taking responsibility for it. Like, you know what? My bad. I'm sorry. I did it because of X, Y, and Z. I'm going to have it taken care of tomorrow because I don't want you to think about this or be burdened with this. It's ridiculous.
No, and I agree with you. I mean,
should she be mad? Yes, you should be mad.
I understand why he lied, and he probably felt like, hey,
you understand why he lied?
If he had financial problems, let's say he couldn't afford to take it off, and he was like,
so in the year that they've been married, he couldn't muster up $500 to cover up another woman's name on his body?
He definitely should have covered it up. He definitely should have took it off. He should have been took it off a long time ago, before he smoked some weed, before he bought a new pair of Timberlands, before he bought some new jeans, a new watch, before he went to the movies, before he went to go see a football game, basketball game, before he ordered pay-per-view.
There should have been a tattoo cover-up fund.
Have covered it up.
$25 from every check should have been going towards the goal of covering that up. Like, he's wildin'.
And when you cover, see, now he's in a situation, not only does he have to cover it up, he has to put her name on him now. Because now if I'm his girl, I'm gonna feel away. Oh, you put that other bitch.
So you felt that way about Melody, but I'm your wife?
And you ain't got me on you? Now, unless your name is Shaniqua or some long-ass dumb name is like it's gonna go this far, I'm just joking.
He means no offense, Shaniquas of the world.
Yeah, shout out to Shaniquas. But I'm just saying, for real, like, and my name is Rashawn, R-A-A, capital S-H-A-U-N.
Your mother was very creative.
Motherfucking name.
Very creative.
But, and that's why, Gia and I had this conversation of having tattoos, and Gia was like, I would love to, have a tattoo on you. And I'm like,
wait, what?
You would love to you asked me before if you would want to put a tattoo of my name on you.
You're not saying that right at all. That was their second try. Go for the third one.
Okay. Gia asked me before if I wanted her to put my name on her
body. Yes.
Body.
Yes.
So she's asked me, and I said no. And the reason I said no is because I think Rashawn on you would look stupid.
In a nutshell?
I just think it would look Rashawn. I think it would look stupid. And I don't care. I did that. I love the way it looks. I like tattoos, and I love it.
Well, you should show them since we're mentioning it.
I mean, I got one on my ring finger. I got one behind my ear that people say. And I had one on a block that was here that I actually covered up to put our kids' names on.
Well, actually, what it was, when we were in college, he had, obviously, his name is Envy. And his logo used to be a baby block. So he used to wear a chain that had a pendant that was a baby block. So the E was green emeralds. The N, I think, was yellow sapphires. The V was red rubies. And the Y was blue sapphires. And it spun. So it was a really cute pendant that he had for years. So anyway, his tattoo was ENVY in baby blocks. But the baby blocks looked like they had already been rolled into place. So the E and the Y were kind of tilted where you could see the block kind of three-dimensionally. So there were 3 letters exposed. So on those 3 letters, there was a G, an I, and an A. So it was an indirect tattoo, I guess,
Yeah, but
of my name.
But you know, I would definitely feel a way if you had somebody's name tattooed on you and then you covered it up and didn't put my name on it. I would feel like, damn, what was he giving you that made you want to do it, and why wouldn't you want to put my name on you?
Yes.
So I would
And
definitely.
I wouldn't want to have to ask you
No, not at
to
all.
do it. And it's only because you did it with someone else. Like, I also didn't want you to get my name tattooed on you. But I don't really know why you did it.
I did it because I wanted to, and I got to redo it too because after a while, where they are, they fade a little. So
Because
this
you
is
slide
faded.
your ring
Yeah,
on
slide
and
a ring,
off
and even here,
of
just
it.
washing and it faded a little bit. So I got to get it done over.
But at one point, you wanted to put my picture on you, like a picture of my face.
I did, yeah.
But I thought, God forbid, it doesn't look like me or it makes me look crazy.
Yeah, and rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. And I've been seeing a lot of pictures of Kobe Bryant, people doing tattoos, and the tattoos don't look like Kobe. You know, it's one of the things. I mean, you have to have a great artist that really knows what they're doing because there is no double take, there is no do over.
Right.
So that's why.
But that's why I didn't want you to have
remember,
my picture.
I definitely wanted to do that, and maybe I will.
No,
Maybe,
I don't trust it.
maybe. So what would you advise her to do?
I think that she needs to have a conversation with him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything really always boils down to good communication.
Right.
I think that usually when there are problems in a relationship, if 2 people genuinely love each other and care about each other and want what's best for the relationship and commit themselves to being good listeners and having an open head and an open heart, then you can get down to the root of a problem. Then you can really understand where the other person's coming from. You don't always have to agree, but you need to be able to at least relate. You have to have the desire to want to know how they feel and what's paining them. Once you have that desire, then you're on the road to fixing whatever's wrong, because at the end of the day, most people really just want to be heard.
Right.
And they want to be understood. When we disagree, I don't need you to tell me at the end of a conversation that you agree with me. I just really want to know that you listened.
Correct.
And you accepted what I said, and I want you to know that I'm coming from a good place. And you can say to me, you know what, I don't really agree with you, and this is how I feel. And we just need to have a meeting of the minds. So most of the time, I think it really just boils down to good conversation and people that express their love for one another, not just with words, but how you treat somebody. Like, listening to someone is a way of treating somebody.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I think that if she tells him how she feels, hopefully,
he does the right thing.
He does the right thing. And if he doesn't, what do you suggest she do? What if he keeps putting it off? What could she do?
I mean, I think it's a point
Go
where
tattoo Eric on her arm?
No, she can't do that.
I mean, what can she really do?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. It would bother the shit out of me. You know, if I was in a relationship where you had another tattoo of a guy's name on you and you were procrastinating for taking it off, it would bother me. It would make me feel away. First of all, I wouldn't want to have sex with you because every time I take your clothes off or we get into the do, I would feel like I would be looking at that person's name. So it would bother me. So I would not want to have sex with you. Like, I wouldn't want to be intimate with you because it would make me feel funny. And if you didn't put my name on you voluntarily, it would make me feel away. It would make me feel like
if you had to ask me to do it.
It would make me feel a way that this person you loved or you wanted so much or you cherished so much, you wanted you to put their name on you.
You felt like you was going to be with him forever.
Right, and then me, you don't feel the same way. So yeah, I would not give you the penis. Or if I was a female, I would not give you the vagina.
So you think that if he doesn't do what she expects him to do, that she should spite him?
Yeah, it wouldn't be spite. It would be a feeling. It wouldn't be spite me not giving you the dick. It wouldn't be a thing. It's just I wouldn't want to. It's not that I'm holding off.
It's not that you want it, but you're just.
Yeah, absolutely. I would not want to give you anything because I would feel away. I would feel like you look at somebody else more special than you look at me, and because of that, I could not give you this dick.
So that's what you think that she should do?
Absolutely.
Kind of like, let's just say withdraw from him.
Mm-hmm.
Like just withdraw, not
Absolutely.
be so, like maybe be a little distant. Express her dismay so that he feels it, so that he's motivated to want to do what she expects him to do. But I think that would only come after they talk about it.
Have that conversation.
And she lets him know, like, look, this is how me seeing this on your arm or on your back or wherever it is making me feel every single day, and it's making me build up a resentment for you.
Absolutely.
Because you are not doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
And the fact that I have to be on you about it day after day and remind you, and you're treating it frivolously like it's not a priority at all, is making me more angry. And I don't want to have to take it out on you in ways that aren't going to be conducive to our relationship. So do the right thing.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we wish you the best, Jada, and please contact us. Let us know how you're doing. You can email us, thekcrew@gmail.com. It's THEEKCrew@gmail.com. All right? Mm-hmm. It's time to get up out of here. Now, don't forget our flyaway, April 30th to May 3rd. Come hang out with the KC Crew. It's the KC Crew retreat.com.
The KCCrewRetreat.com.
The KCCrewRetreat.com. Get all your information. I'm talking about parties, comedy shows, a lot of fun. You don't have to be a couple. You could be singles. It's just going to be a getaway, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Old school parties. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Maybe a celebrity or two that we may or may not have invited.
That's right. So
to come and perform or something.
So get your tickets. Again, it's the KCCrewRetreat.com. Limited tickets are still available. We're going to have, of course, we're going to tape our podcast live. We're going to do a generational wealth podcast, a real estate podcast seminar there. So please get your tickets, and we'll see you guys there.
Come vacation with us. The Jewel Grand Resort in Montego Bay. We're going to put up a video right after this so you guys can kind of see what it has to offer. Google it, take a look, and I'm sure you'll be impressed. I was impressed, and we plan on having a hell of a lot of fun.
That's right. So. I'm hot, so it's time to get up out of here.
How many hots are you going to be while we're doing this podcast?
Hot. All right, well, it's time to get up out of here.
I can get you up out of that onesie.
You don't want to get me up out of this onesie.
Oh.
Now, you females, I don't know how you stay in these onesies, because when you take them off, I know that smell, but like,
Smoke?
That smell. All right, well, we'll see you guys later. I'm DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And that was another edition of the KC Crew.
Doodles.
Done, and get right to it when you're done. Done, and get right to it when you're done. Done, and get right to it when you're done. Done, and get right to it when you're done.